It should take about 8 to 10 seconds. We were testing it out because there were some issues with our internet, right? So it took about 8 to 10 seconds before it opens up. Does anyone have a problem? Everyone can link. I see a message here. Let me see what's the message. I don't see the link. I could not find the link. It's in the chat. Is there a chat? Okay, tell you what, if you can't see it, this is a QR code, right? So if you could use your mobile phone, right? If you could use your mobile phone, you can actually take a QR scan of this, and it will take you to a page that will look like this. Right? It'll take you to this Financial Habits Pulse Check page. Yep. If you have a problem, like I said, it'll take a few seconds to open up, right? Like I said, about 8 seconds or so. But if you have a problem, please just type in there, I'm having a problem, not to worry. The link is available to you throughout. Even after the session, you can use the link. Yep. Okay, can you drop the link again? I can do that. I'll drop it into the chat. And I tell you what, let me just go back one step. There you go. The QR code also, once again, I put the link on the chat and I put the QR. So you have two options, right? Two options, you can do both, right? I say take a few seconds to open up. It take you less than 2 minutes to complete those questions, right? So I'm just going to leave it there. I see someone says not see. Okay, I'm not too sure why, right? Because we tested out all of this, it works. Actually, what sorry,
I have done the thing already. So you want to check if you have received the result. So
okay.
Or not.
Okay, thank you, Kenwa, for doing that. Let me just see.
Yeah, I've got the link now.
Oh, you got the link? Yeah. Okay, and you completed it. You pressed send already.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, somebody said here, got it now. No worries. Okay, got the link now. It take a few seconds to open, but you get the link, right? And you'll have it sent to you. Okay. Okay, excellent. Thank you very much for that, Kenwa. All right. So for the rest of us, don't worry if it takes a few seconds. This link is available for you even after this webinar, right? You can go into it at any point of time and complete it, right? Not a problem. I just want to, you don't have to share the results with anyone, not even with me here, okay? So don't worry about it. Yep. So just complete that. So like I said, it'll take you to this page. There are about 14 questions down there. It should take you less than 2 minutes. Okay, all right. So, all right. So what will you get? Okay. As you complete this, don't worry, once you get the results, right? Okay, there's a 500 error. Don't worry. Like I said, even after the session, this link is available. You can try it again. What will happen is this. You'll get 3 results. A, if you have good habits, it'll tell you you have effective habits. If you have effective habits, means, hey, guess what, guys? You are healthy. Right? If you're unwell, right? If you're unwell, it'll tell you you need to improve on your financial habits. And if you're unhealthy, right? If you're unhealthy, it'll tell you you need to start your new habits. All right. So I see someone here saying there's an error. I experience an error as well. I tell you what, not to worry, not to worry. We'll carry on with the session because it said the link is available. All right. The link will be available. It'll be reset again. And if there's going to be an issue, even after the end of today, assuming if there is, I will send the link to Reveres Academy, and they will send it out to all of you who have attended. Just as long as you follow their Facebook or their email, they will send it back to you. Right? Not a problem. Yep. So once you have completed the pulse check, it'll give you 3 results. Either you're healthy, unwell, or unhealthy. Yep. Now, the reason why you got the results that you got, whatever the results is, right, is due to 2 factors. The reason why you got your result is due to 2 factors. One is the framework that you use, right? Yes, I say that again. It's a framework that you use. Every one of us here in this room, we use a framework to manage our finances. We all do it. It's a question of whether you are conscious of the framework or you're not conscious. But all of us here use a framework. And what is that framework that we use? It all depends on you, right? For some people, they've told me this is a framework they use. They use income minus savings equals expenses. That's a framework, all right? That's a framework. Some have told me they use this framework. Income minus expenses equals to savings. So regardless, right? Everyone uses a framework. So what is a framework? A framework is when you get your salaries, how do you now distribute your income, right? That's a framework. When you get your salary, your income, how do you prioritize to distribute your income? That's a framework. So every one of us use a framework. What I'd like you to do is this: on a piece of paper or somewhere, just write down what is the framework that you currently use. Write on a piece of paper or in your books or in your phone, whichever, right? What is that framework that you use, right? You don't have to share with me, don't worry, but thank you for sharing anyway, right? That's fine, that's fine. Thank you very much for sharing. If you want to share, that's fine, I'm okay with that, right? Just write down what is a framework that you use. Is it income minus savings equals expenses, or income minus expenses? Or maybe if you use some other form of framework, that's fine. Maybe you have a totally different framework. Yeah. Maybe you have a totally different framework. That's fine, right? So I just want you to be aware about what is the framework that you use. Now, again, the framework that you use, have you been using this because it's a conscious effort, or did it come by default, right? So have you come up with this framework because you thought through it and said, this is good, this is the way to do it? Or perhaps you've come up with something else. Somebody else have written here, very nice. Income minus savings minus investments equals to expenses. Nice. I like that thinking. I like the thinking. I probably will be like to call upon you later, right? Watana, right? Thank you very much for sharing that. Okay. So that's the first reason. Whatever results you got, whether you're healthy, unwell, or unhealthy, is due to two factors. The first factor is a framework you use. The second factor is a risk that your framework has. You see, every framework have risk. Every framework has risk. That's a fact, right? Every framework has risk. But it's a question of, are we aware about the risk, and what are the actions that we have taken to protect and strengthen those risks? For example, income minus savings equals to expenses. Some of us have said this is what you use. Now, even in this simple framework, there is a risk. The risk is income. What if you are to lose your income? What are all the circumstances you could lose your income? What is your backup plan, right? Have you thought about it? Have you put plans in place? What are your habits that you have today to ensure that in the event if you lose your income, that you've got a backup plan? What about savings, right? How much of savings should you be having in your bank? What if you don't have savings? Is that a risk? What if you have too much of savings and inflation is eating into your savings? What happens, right? So how do you ensure what are the right habits you have for savings? What about expenses? Are you living beyond your means? Are you spending within your means, right? What if you lose your income? Are you able to meet your expenses? Those are the many different type of risks that you have. But for all of this risks, they are solutions, or what we call strong habits that you can build, right? They are strong habits that you can build around these risks, right? So the question I have for everyone is, how strong are your habits? And the best way to find out how strong are your habits is for us to play a game, right? So let's play a game to see how strong your habits are. Now, of course, we're not playing Squid Game, don't worry. Yep. Let's play a quick game. I need a volunteer. Who would like to volunteer to help me play the game? You just have to come off your mute, all right? You just have to come out your mute and help me with the game. All right, since I got no volunteers, can I call a volunteer? Yes, I can call a volunteer. I would like to call Watana. Hi, Watana.
Hi.
All right, so I'm going to play a quick game with you, right? And this is a very simple game, right? And since you're the first person who has volunteered, right, you got a privilege. Later on, you can volunteer somebody else. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so this is how we're going to be playing the game. Let me just pull this out. Okay. All right. Can you see this, ma'am?
Yes.
You can see this?
Yes, I can.
All right. Okay. Excellent. Okay. This is how we're going to be playing the game.